Hey everybody, Matt Williamson back here on Pop Goes the 60s, and today we have a summer drink video I'm going to do for you. I haven't done one of these in a while, probably since winter, and I'm going to teach you how to make a couple kinds of margaritas. In fact, we're going to do 3 margaritas. We're going to do a standard lime margarita, we're going to do a paloma, which is grapefruit, and we're going to do a mango margarita. So I'm going to give you the recipe that I grew up with, my grandparents passed down to me, and first of all, I usually start with a beer. Usually when I'm making this stuff and preparing stuff in advance, I usually do this when I have people coming over, I'm going to be entertaining, and I'm getting all my supplies ready, making sure I've got everything, and sometimes I pop open a Mexican beer to go with it. Now Mexican beer is generally light, so it goes down pretty well with this, and no point in not enjoying yourself while you're making this stuff. In Wisconsin here, we typically have our Bloody Marys with a beer chaser. It's not uncommon to have beer with a shot of tequila or even in between your margaritas. I'll talk about that in a moment. So this is Tecate, which is a nice light Mexican beer. All right, so let's begin. We're gonna start with the lime margarita. And one of the things I like to do is I'll salt the glass first and put the ice in and put it in the freezer. So if I'm doing something outside and it's a really hot day, nothing like a good cold margarita, and you want it as cold as Valley Forge. So we not only put the ice cubes in the glass, we put the whole glass in the freezer, and then we do a shake. We shake it. So let's do it. Okay, the main ingredients. Now, first of all, let's just talk about the ice cubes real quick. I use, usually there's 2 big ice cubes in here. I usually go with one like this size. You can get these little silicone things. It's good for a good drink. And the thing that's nice about these bigger ones is they don't melt as fast. So you don't want it melting too fast here. So okay, we're gonna do the lime margarita. So we start with tequila. Now this is just a mid-grade Cuervo tequila. I usually go with the gold stuff. No sense in really getting too expensive stuff if you're mixing it. So we're going to do 2 ounces of tequila. First of all, let me get my other shaker here if I can find it. Nope. I'll just use this one. Okay, so we got 2 ounces of that. We go to our fresh squeezed lime juice. Now this is the magic element here, is the lime juice. I don't use a mix. So most people, restaurants oftentimes have a mix. It's very sugary. There is lime in there, of course, but we're gonna do just straight lime juice here. So we're gonna do 3 ounces of fresh squeezed lime juice. Put that in there. And then finally, we've got triple sec. This is an orange liqueur. It's not expensive. Some people might wanna use something more pricey, which would be a, Cointreau or I forget the other one. I don't use anything too fancy. This is just for a little sweetener, keeps the alcohol level high. 1 ounce of this. So 2 parts tequila, 1 part triple sec, 3 parts lime. Get one of our small ice cubes here. And we're gonna shake it. So right now this is 6 ounces of liquid in here and about another ounce or so, ounce and a half of ice. All right, so I pour this out into the glass, and that leaves a little extra room for my soda. We do 1 ounce of soda. Now use a sour soda, it can be any kind. Squirt is probably the best that you'll find in most markets. This is Faygo, it's just a cheap grapefruit lime soda. This works, and I don't even measure it, I just kind of top it off. And then we mix. And that's what it should look like, and they taste the same every time. So let's try this out here. Nice. The thing about using the fresh squeezed lime juice that I think is important is it cuts the heavy alcohol flavor and taste of the tequila. It doesn't take the taste away, but it just neutralizes that heavy alcohol taste and flavor, the strength, and really neutralizes it in a way that's very refreshing. So yeah, the lime is probably my favorite. Some people just serve this neat or without ice, and you can do that. I always do ice because on a hot day, you need that ice cube. It warms up too quickly without it. So if you drink this in about 15 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes, you're ready for the next one. And then you're ready for dinner. You don't want to have too much. Okay, that's the lime one. Gotta cleanse the palate here. Okay, let's do grapefruit. All right, I need another glass. So grapefruit, typically you wouldn't salt the glass. It's more of a sweet drink and very similar. So we do, and this one I'm not going to shake. Oh, let me just say something that I didn't say before. Let's say you have a lot of guests coming over. To do this in the freezer with all these pre-frozen and pre-salted, if you just have a couple coming over, maybe 3, 4 people, you can do that, but generally that's a lot of space in the freezer. So I usually, once I serve one, I just pour the next drink into the same glass. So oftentimes the ingredients that I showed you, you can make a very big batch, but then oftentimes what I'll do is I will remove the ice cube. And I'll remove that ice cube because we don't want to water down the lime juice and the liquor. So you can continue to make your mix in here and keep making multiple drinks after the fact. Took me a while to figure that one out. Okay, back to grapefruit. So we're back on our tequila. We're going to, same thing, 2 ounces of tequila. And actually, let's do this. I'm going to, okay. We'll put this in here. Now we're going to do something a little different here. Now grapefruit juice, this is fresh squeezed grapefruit. I actually bought some grapefruits. They were on sale, thankfully, because they're like almost $2 a piece. So the grapefruit isn't as strong as the lime. So I use more grapefruit juice than I use lime juice in my lime tequila or my lime margarita. So I use 3 ounces of fresh squeezed grape juice. So one of the things that I just discovered recently, well, there were a couple of mixes here. This is by Trace Agaves. And it's not easy always to get grapefruit juice. This has got, it's an organic, real grapefruit, real agave, you know, not bad for you. So this is kind of what I use as a lot of the sweetener. So I'll use, so this I need 2 ounces of mix. So we got a lot of grapefruit in here. And then fresh ice cube. We'll do a shake. And this is a nice pink color. And this gets topped off with some soda as well. Now in this case, I tasted this before. This mix is a little bit on the sweet side for me. That's why I went with more actual grapefruit juice. So I'm going to use a little bit of sugar-free tonic to add to this because I personally don't like it too sweet. And that is what a Paloma is. Let's try it out here. Yeah, so that extra ounce of grapefruit juice really matters in this drink, and because you want that nice grapefruit flavor. So Palomas are kind of the rage right now. So you can often buy fresh squeezed grapefruit juice in the supermarket. That's an easier way to do it if you don't have one of these guys here. This is my $8 rum and sale squeezer. I squeeze all my limes and stuff with this thing and all my citrus. Works great. It's called Juice King. It's probably from like the 60s. Okay, that's very good too. All right, cleanse the palate. Lastly, we're going to do a mango margarita. Now this one, notice I'm not blending any of these with ice. I don't like to do that. I think you just use a big ice cube to keep it chilled, and that's a little more it's more authentic for one, but I think that's just better taste. It doesn't get so watered down. It's less of an ice cream drink. It's less of a girly drink, let's face it. Okay, so we're on the mango. Go back to our trusty tequila here. 2 ounces of tequila. Oh, almost did it again. Let's get this in here. Oh, sorry about that. I'm going to use this guy instead. There was a little lime. All right, so 2 ounces of tequila. We want, now one thing that goes great with mango, even if you cut up mango just to serve by itself, I always squeeze a little lime over it. We got 1 ounce of lime juice in the mango margarita, which tastes wonderful. Now I've got, this is pureed mango. Now I was at the store and they had a couple of mangoes that were, you better eat them today or to buy tomorrow for sure, because they're gonna get a little bit old. But you want a nice soft mango, and I'm gonna do 2 ounces, so I'm gonna do like 2 heaping scoops of this. Oh, let's go another half. I like a lot of mango, a fresh pureed mango. Then we're going to go back to this. This is another trace agave mix. By the way, I'm not getting paid by any of these companies for using any of these products. Just happens to be what I use. This I was given, I was at a liquor store, and they had a couple freebies on the counter. I said, these are free? He's like, yeah, we overbought. Why don't you try one? And I don't buy mixes. And I was really impressed at how good it was. Now this is another organic mix, mango chili, so there's a little bit of pepper in there, but it's all natural. So let's, and I use 1 ounce of this. I think 1 ounce is all you need. The little pepper, I prefer the puree, but you need some liquid in there because that puree is so thick that you really have to shake it. Okay, so do I have everything in here? I do, except the ice cube. So we're going to add the soda last again. And for this one, I don't have anything on the rim. Some people put some kind of a sugary rim on it. I don't do that. A tahine, which is a spice. Some people do that with a little chili powder. Those are all options. All right, let's see what we got here. It's a beautiful looking drink. And the thing about these is when you have the frosted glass and these beautiful colors, it looks appetizing. So presentation is always important. And we splash some soda, which is probably maybe an ounce of soda. And then we mix this. So I had some friends over this past week, which gave me the idea to do this video. And I was gonna do old fashions actually, but it was too hot. I said, you know, it's more margarita weather. And I had some fruit and stuff, and I thought, well, let's do a 3-course margarita drinks. So what I'm showing you tonight is exactly what I gave them. So I've gotten a little practice at it, but it took me a long time to perfect my lime margarita. I spent a couple summers just working on it, and I nailed it. Let's see if I nailed this one. Yeah. So this one I can't taste those 2 ounces of tequila that much because of this mix here. It's got a slight pepper flavor to it that gives it a little added kick. And as if any Mexican drinks need any added kick, well, this one has it. Oh, very good. Okay, what a mess I've made here. I don't know that I'll drink all these myself. My son's coming home soon, so he can help me out. Haha. So that is one of Matt's margarita, 3 Matt margarita recipes. And I learned these from my grandparents. I grew up working in a Mexican restaurant. So a lot of this stuff is kind of second nature to me. And as an adult, I started to fine tune it. And you really don't get good at it unless you do it a lot. And if you serve it for guests, that is really where you take it to the next level. And these little things like fresh squeezed stuff, offering a beer chaser, the frozen glasses, all those things just add to the experience. So there you go. I hope you enjoy. We still have a little summer left, so make some of these if you can. You can have them It's summertime anytime you make a margarita. So one other thing before I leave you is I do have, you might ask yourself, well, Matt, what does this have to do with the 60s? Well, absolutely nothing. I do have something that goes with this very well. We're going to take a little field trip to the 70s. I made a 70s playlist. It's a summer playlist, and I have it on my podcast. I'll put that link below if you want to hear it all the way through. It's about 8 hours. So guys, it's kind of like a playlist if you're working on your car in the garage in the summer with a beer. It works great for that. And it's kind of a classic rock 70s, but it's more deep cuts. So it's not the stuff you hear on classic rock radio. So, and one of the things I was very disappointed with, since I did do a Spotify playlist as well. Of course, Spotify doesn't have all the songs. So that track listing is a little bit different. So I'm going to put both links there, and you are welcome to listen to all of them and enjoy the rest of your summer. Thanks for watching Pop Goes the 60s.
Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I think that it's nobody's fault.